Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the She Shack. Woo! Welcome to the She Shack, everybody. It is Friday night, and we are going to have a magnificent time tonight as we have something very special in store. Or should I say, I have something very special in store for all of you. Tonight kicks off our relationship session. And as you can see, we have a surprise guest in the audience. We have none other than Mr. Trench, who's going to be joining us. But we also have a couple of more surprise guests in store for you tonight. Welcome to the She Shack. Welcome to the She Shack, everybody. It's your girl, A Queen here, and we getting ready to kick off our relationship session. Tonight's topic is treat her like a lady. That's right. Treat her like a lady. And we're going to be hearing from the men. We're going to be hearing what they have to say about treating a lady like a lady. So we have a married perspective coming in.
It's a man's
We up is nothing without a woman, though. Don't forget that part. That's the most important part. And also, we're going to get it from a single perspective, both female and male, about treating a woman like a lady, including who pays for the dinner. If it's a first date, do you split the ticket or does he pay? And ladies, if he asks you to pay, are you going to feel some type of way about that? We are talking about treating us like a lady. Are you holding the door or are you pressing the button when we get back to the car? Are you doing that? Or are you walking around and opening a door? And ladies, are we now accepting that as the new norm? These are all burning questions that we're going to talk about tonight on the She Shack. So make sure you get ready because it's going to be a fantastic time right here on the She Shack Live experience. Oh my God, are you excited?
Yeah, let's jump right into this.
Are you excited?
I got something to say.
I'm so excited about tonight's conversation. It's a special treat to have my husband join us tonight here on the She Shack Live experience as we are having a fantastic topic. I see that we have some viewers already have jumped in on Instagram, and I'm going to say thank you so much, Instagram, for always loving and supporting us. Thank you, YouTube, for your support, and all of you that are watching us on the She Shack Live app. I love you. Thank you so much for continuing to support us. We have Facebook. I see you popping in. Hi, Lakeisha. Thank you so much for joining in. Hi, Regina. I see you. Thank you for joining in. Reese, I see you. We have a new visitor tonight, so thank you so much for joining in on the She Shack Live experience. So we're going to jump right into the topic. See, this YouTube thing ain't working right. You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
So we're not going to be able to use that.
We can work. Let's see what happens.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
So why don't you introduce yourself to my viewing audience and let them know why we have a man in the She Shack tonight.
Because this is a man's world. I'm here. Yep. Trench. You know me. Trench. The handsome one.
You've been itching to be on the She Shack for quite some time.
She finally got me back. I was booted out, but she couldn't resist. I'm back. She fired me on my day off, but now I'm back. So, today's topic is all about me. Nah.
I can see right now
she's
that I'm going to
right
have to
now.
completely jump in on this conversation because what it is absolutely not is not about you. In fact, the topic is about treating a woman like a lady. This is the kickoff to our relationship session on the She Shack tonight.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yes, girl. He said on his day off that he got kicked off the She Shack on his day off, fired on his day off. But let me tell
I
you
think
something.
I was cussing too much.
We're gonna keep it clean here because remember, you're in the presence of a queen.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so when you're in the presence of the queen, you make sure that your language is it lines up accordingly in the presence of royalty.
That is true, but I once heard on a show called Happy Feet, don't push me cause I'm close to.
So you see, he's already coming to the She Shack, and baby, he is really full and ready to what you say, cut up.
Let's go. What's the topic?
So again, we're talking.
I like you looking beautiful today, baby.
Thank you.
I like the lipstick.
Thank you. I'm trying something new.
You see, she's stepping out. Ain't this?
Yeah, I'm trying something new. Reese, why do you always just like you?
See, Reese know I ain't lying.
Yeah, she just continues. She be with it. She's definitely with it. So I just want to say thank y'all because it's Friday night and you could be anywhere. You could be doing anything, but you're tuning in to the She Shack and I love it. And I want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting, sharing. A special shout out to Stephanie Ann, who is one of our followers on Facebook. She has been diligently behind scenes sharing our content. She likes everything that we post up there. She's an avid supporter to the She Shack Live experience. And I just wanted to give her a special shout out and tell her we see you and we really appreciate all your hard work behind scenes. Hey Tosh, I see you. Tosh just popped in. Tosh Loving Tosh is another avid supporter of the She Shack. She's been with us for quite some time. Okay. So ladies, make sure that you got your good ear tuned in to tonight's conversation about treat her like a lady. Because one thing for sure and two things for certain, ladies, a man can only do what you allow, and he can only treat you in the standard for which you have.
Now that goes both ways though. That's not just ladies. That's a guy.
I agree, but tonight's topic is about treating a lady like a lady. And so we have to make sure that we're horning in and understanding what exactly that means. Because oftentimes you hear, especially women that are still on the dating scene, you hear things like, oh, the dating pool is full of piss. And then you also hear the men say that...
Well, sometimes the women be the piss that's in the pool.
Would you care to elaborate?
I don't know. I'm just saying. They're saying the ladies, the pool is full of piss. That must be a both way, male and female. It's just a pissy situation.
So, but I want to know, how did you so swiftly come to that conclusion?
I'm defending the men. How they say the men is the one that's causing the piss.
Well, this is how we're going to clarify that, all right? When we say treat a lady like a lady, are you opening the door or are you hitting the button? Are you guilty of just hitting the button and expecting your lady to open her own door? Or are you one of those gentlemen that is consistent about making sure that you treat your lady like a lady? She doesn't have to open the door.
Well,
let's make sure we're honest here.
The door chivalry is that me personally, I don't do it all the time. But I do it and I don't do it.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the do and the don't.
What about it? Am I on the hot seat? What's going on here?
You asked to be in tonight's show. Let's not forget that.
All right.
So thank you so much. She said you look amazing, Queen. Thank you so much.
What about me?
I think she said Queen.
What about me? I look good. Shoot.
Yes, you do. Yes,
see, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there.
But no, seriously though, because this is a really important conversation to have, and the reason why I believe that this is so important, the topic is catchy. Yes, treat a lady like a lady. Obviously, every woman wants to be treated like a lady, but we also have to consider: are you carrying yourself in a form? Are you presenting yourself as a lady? Are you presenting yourself in a way? Yes, girl, he is so funny. Are you presenting yourself in a way that makes a man want to treat you like a lady? So I guess one of the questions I would ask is when we say treat a lady like a lady from a male's perspective, how do you guys feel about women maybe dressing super sexy? Does that impact the way you treat her or the way that you see a woman by how she's dressed?
What's super sexy?
Or how a woman is dressed? Would it impact, like, you know, what if they showed up in a catsuit like Sexy Red did to the Jennifer Hudson show? Would that be something that will impact how you treat her?
I don't think so. I think the way a woman dress don't dictate how a man treat her. Mm-hmm. It's the way the woman's attitude is as far as how they get treated or what they standard is or what come out their mouth as how they get treated or their facial expression. It's a whole bunch of things that dictates how a woman should be treated, you know. So, but on the same token, it also depends on how the man treats women. Okay. Every man might treat a woman differently. So,
what about using profanity? What about when, say, you and your significant other is in a heated discussion, right? And you I mean, the emotions is running high, and y'all are in a heated discussion, and your mate starts to, you know, use profanity. Would that be? Is that a indication of how that man sees his woman? If he's saying things like, you know, what if he in the heat of the moment call her a bitch?
That I don't think a man should be. It's crazy because I don't think a man should be calling a woman a bitch. But y'all women call each other women bitches and all the other stuff, and like it's cool. So, but when it comes out as a man calling a woman a bitch, it's a problem. Mm-hmm. Whether it's like y'all say, calling each other a bitch as in good spirit or like you bossing and whatever the case y'all might do with it. I just don't like it at all. You know, I don't think a female should be calling another female bitch. A man should be calling a female out her name at all. That's just me. You know, but some people are product of their environment as far as them talking. They might be the upbringing, and that's how they address all that profanity in their household. Mm-hmm, you know, there might be previous relationships that's how they dress each other with cussing on each other or whatever the case may be, and the nigga's over. Mm-hmm. And that's what fits them. You know, so that goes back to what your standard is as far as male and female before everything even kick off. Okay.
So I mean I definitely agree that it has.
And besides, the Bible says, "Nah, go ahead.
Don't start.
Go ahead.
Don't start. No, don't start. But seriously, I think you have a valid point because we as women, we will say like, "You a bad bitch," mm-hmm. or you know, "Bitch, I like them shoes." Mm-hmm. Or it's that high, your hair is on fleek. But so, it's like I think it's in the context and how you use it, though. So, I think it's how you're actually saying it and how you're using it.
So watch this.
You're not when men saying it, they're not saying it to compliment us.
So
they're
watch
saying
this.
it
so watch this.
To insult us.
So watch this. You just said when the chick said, "Bitch, you rocking them shoes." Bitch, you rocking them shoes.
Oh, I know.
Are you comfortable with that?
No, because it don't sound the same coming from a man. You can't it's like okay, I'll give an example. It's like how we use the N-word amongst ourselves, but when somebody of a different diversity outside of our culture use that same word, we're insulted. But we can say it amongst ourselves and it's not an insult.
Yes.
I think it's in the context for which it's used that makes the impact. Because a man calling a woman, you know, the B word is like, you know, degrading and dehumanizing her as a woman. You're not saying it to be like, ooh, you know, even when the man says, oh, my woman is a bad B, it still seems off. It seems like that's not really, if she's your lady, then why are you referring to her in a sense that she's a B? Could it be culture, or could it, I mean, I'm asking, is it culture? Is it acceptable? Is it not acceptable for a man to use that language when he's speaking about or referring to his lady? So, right in the chat, Reese jumps in and says, it just don't sound good coming from a man. It don't sound good. It feels like what? It really feels like the next thing that's happening is this like what? Like what's happening here? Like the tension is high now that you're calling me out of my name. So now I'm feeling like, wait, do I need to be looking for something to defend myself? Is these fighting words or what?
But if we say it like Too Short, is that okay?
You can't say it at all.
You know, Too Short said, "What's my favorite word?"
No, you don't. In a song, in a club, you know, it's a party atmosphere. I just feel like that's a very touchy subject.
It's touchy, yeah.
I think it's
like I said, it's all to however they entwine, they communicate with each other, however they feel with it. That guy, that girl digging that a rock like that, that's on them.
I have another question.
I choose not to.
Oh, you're very smart. You're a
Yes,
very smart man. Very smart man. So I have another question as it relates to treating your lady like a lady. Give an example of a date out where you would, how you would treat your lady, especially if it's a first date. Do you show up with flowers? Do you not show up with flowers?
I ain't been on a first date in so long.
That's a problem because every time you take me out on a date, it's the first date. Let's not forget that. Just because we've been together for 32 years and that we've been married for 26 of those 32 years, every time that you take me out on a date is your first date. That's the first time that you've taken me out this week, first date. I mean, like, you thinking about keeping that energy going, keeping that passion alive. You can't, like getting so comfortable with your woman, it's like, making dating just a regular thing.
It's like chasing that high. Yeah.
I hope so.
But that don't have to be your first date. You could just appreciate and love the idea of dating your significant other.
So if you start out, because you've heard the saying that how you start is how you finish, right?
And that's a problem.
How is that a problem?
Well, dating.
How is it how you start is how you finish is a problem in dating?
Because you get you hear it on social media all the time. These women, like on their first date or whatever, they want to go to steakhouses and lobsters and this and all the other stuff. Kind of strong there, huh?
Caught me off guard. Like, wait, whoa, okay.
So that might be the reason why you got a lot of women come talking about they want their guy on their first date to take him on lavishing dinners, restaurants, steakhouses, seafood houses, and all that for their first date. Spin a bag, as they say, spin a bag. I'm kind of old for that. I don't know what that means, but
you know what that means.
spin a bag, and you don't even know her last name. You know, so then that's is how you start. Man, whatever you said is to me is wrong.
I disagree. I think I totally disagree with that. And the reason why I disagree with that is how you start is how you finish. And I'm a firm believer in that. So if you start a relationship on a rocky note, and then you're expecting 6 months down the line that this is going to be a smooth, unrocky situation, I disagree. I feel like you set the standard for what you expect and what you want from a man from day number one. So if you start at the door accepting anything, then that man has the impression that he can do what he wants, and you're going to accept that. So no, how you start is how you finish. You looking at it as the context of, if I take you out to the steakhouse on the first date, then I'm supposed to always take you out.
That's how you started. That's how you started.
You always want to start on a good impression, right?
a good impression don't have to be a big time restaurant.
Yeah, but I feel like this.
Because peep this out. Check me out.
I'm checking. I'm checking for you.
To me, a good first date would be probably get some coffee and tea. So you can sit down.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
And having a conversation so you can see what's going on.
I don't disagree.
That's not cheap.
But
that's not what you call it.
I think that's related to your standard, though. I think if that's what you want, if your standard is that I want to go to a fine restaurant, if that's your standard, that's your regular expectation.
But suppose you take this person to a fine restaurant on the first date. You know nothing about her, and she's sitting up there on the table with her elbows on the table, licking her damn fingers. Can't even say lamb chops and try to order scrumps. And you gotta look at her, you know.
It doesn't matter.
Like, but she wants all this and can't even pronounce what she wants. She can't buy it herself.
So what? That doesn't mean she doesn't want to be treated like a lady because she has a pronunciation issue.
You can treat her like a lady, but get her some ethics, some etiquette or something like that. She needs something. Cause she come at you and sit like this, sit talking about first date. I'm gonna eat this. Nah. Have she been there?
Maybe not. But does that mean that she can't have the expectation to want to go?
That's why I go back, like I said. Maybe your first day ought to be like coffee and tea. You sit down, you talk. If she can have a conversation and you know what's going on, then it might gradually escalate or going on and this or that, or go something like go to Red Lobster, I guess, you know.
Let's go to the viewing audience. Let's go right into the viewing audience. We have Reese. She says, Reese is in it. She said, to see if you really want to be with this person, why am I spending so much money to not even like you?
Exactly.
And, okay.
Exactly. See, that's why it's my girl. That's the truth.
She said. And then, Yo Exotic Willie says,
separate checks, please.
Yo Exotic Willie says, you knew she was like that before you two went out. I think that's what she's trying to say, before you two went out. So there's two different perspectives here. So the one perspective says, yeah, why should I spend a bunch of money going out and I'm not sure if I like you? And then another perspective says, well, you already knew what you had before you took her there, but you decided to take her there anyway. So
that's not true. That's not true. You know, because just because you meet somebody out in the streets and you offer them the little small conversation, all right, well, let's go out and get something to eat. Just go out and eat. You don't know. You wouldn't know until you sit down there and they put that damn napkin. They start looking for that little plastic bill.
Ladies, this is a side note. This is really a side note because you know one thing about the She Shack Live experience, we all about empowering and self-awareness and self-love. We talk about that. So I just want to just pin this in on the conversation. I am a firm believer that it is unfair to have an expectation of a man or of anyone something that you are not able to do for yourself. So if you have an expectation, your standard, your bar is, I want to go, my Eddie V's or wherever, I said Eddie V's because it's one of my places I really love to go. But any one of those places, if you are in a financial position that you're not able to afford to do something like that for yourself, I think it is highly unfair.
Yeah.
I think it's highly unfair to have an expectation for someone to do something for you that you haven't done for yourself. So I say that to say this. That's steakhouses, trips, whatever. If you have an expectation for this person to have good credit, what your credit look like? If you have an expectation for this person to be driving a specific car, what you driving? I feel that it has to be a even and level playing field in a space where you can build. It may even also send the wrong message.
But I agree with you 100%.
Oh, he agreed with me. I can't
But
believe it.
what happens if there's a woman, she just like that style of a man, but she's not there yet?
So also now this is more like a man dating down than a woman dating up. I think it's all how you see it.
The woman want to date up because maybe she might like that style and want to start living that way and don't know how to do that. Is that what's going on here?
It's not. I don't think anything is wrong with dating up. I know there's nothing wrong with dating up, but you have to be bringing something to the table. At least if you want to go to Eddie, or I keep saying Eddie V's, hint, hint. At least if you want to go to Eddie V's, I'm gonna say at least having some standards of etiquette, because just because your pocketbook might be a little slim at the moment doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to be with a person that maybe it has more money than you do, or their standard of living is a bit higher than your standard. What's wrong with that?
Maybe
you came from, for example, using us for an example, when we dated, we was like apples and oranges. You came from a household, 2-parent household. Y'all actually owned your home. And I came from a household at the time. My mother was a single parent, a different background, lived in the projects, all this type of stuff. 2 different things we were still renting. It was different. It was a different background. So for some people, especially in the neighborhood that I lived in, they would have felt as if, oh, she done got herself a good one, because he's not looking like our regular boys that's hanging in the hood, still trying to figure it out. Some of them doughboys or whatever the case may be. I have someone who got their head on straight. They're in the military, that type of stuff. Very respectful, open the door, take me flowers, taking me to nice restaurants. And all of those things was first time things. First time ever at a very nice restaurant. First time ever doing any of those things. I had not done any of those things prior to dating you. So does that mean we shouldn't have an expectation to want to have a certain caliber of man, even though that might not be our norm or what we're used to? We're going to go to the chat, because I see somebody have a big healthy statement here. And it comes from, oh, hey, Yanni, how are you? And then we have my brother. Hey, big bro, I see you. So she says, well, don't demand anything. Just appreciate the things. I think that's what to say he do for you, or the places that he takes you to. That's my brother. I've been waiting on him. Hey, bro, I see you. I've been waiting on you.
She done stopped the show.
Yeah, because this is so important. Let me tell y'all something. I want to send a huge, gigantic, ginormous welcome home shout out to my brother, Quentin Brown. Baby, my brother is home. He has a story to tell. I cannot wait for him to be a part of our amazing live. We're going to have a special viewing just for him. I cannot wait. Welcome home, bro. My brother was incarcerated, and now he's home after 30 years. So that is a story to tell. Welcome home to my brother, Quentin Brown. I am so happy to be able to make this announcement live on the She Shack Live experience. Yes, y'all drop it in the chat. Welcome him home. Show him some love. It is nothing short of amazing. Why? What you mean why? Because this is fantastic. This is something to celebrate. So now let's jump right back into the show.
Who says why? Smokey?
You know that's Smokey.
Smokey always start a mess.
He always starts. So if you're just now tuning in to the She Shack Live experience, we have been having conversation tonight relating to treating a lady like a lady. We've also been talking about it from a male perspective in relation to dating. And when we talk about dating, we talked about what do you do on the first date? We talked about dating up or down. We've talked about expectations in dating. And so I wanted to shift gears a little bit.
You probably talking about what Yolanda said. That
I want to shift gears a little bit, and shifting gears, talking about, look at my son just popped in. Hey, Bruiser. Hey, bro. Let's see here. Hey, Bruiser, I love you. It says, I can hear you, but I'm having a moment trying to get this working. It's okay. Take your time. We still have a little bit of time. If you have an opportunity to pop in, that's cool. If not, we can schedule a special show just for you so we can talk about your amazing journey. Oh, it says he wants to join on the video. Let me see if it works. There it is. I think it should work now.
So people have to mute.
Oh, it's green. Oh, it said it's bringing him on. So we'll give that a few minutes. He said he can hear us, but he was having a difficult time coming on the show. But we definitely want to hear from you. I want to ask you a question, because earlier when we were talking about dating and we were talking about treating a lady like a lady, and Yolanda, I'm sure that you can relate to this, because one thing I will give her future husband credit for is he always opens the door.
That's what's up.
Always. That's
what's up.
Opens the door, and that was actually him coming into the relationship with that standard, with the standard that I am going to open the door for my lady all the time.
Yeah, everybody got their own set standards, as far as what they want or what they like and how they're going to treat somebody. So every situation is different. That's good. I mean,
what is something that you would say is a standard for you that is a must when it comes to your lady? I'm going to treat my lady like a lady. I honor her in this space by doing what? Fill in the blanks for that.
You're going to honor her by doing what?
By doing what? Like, what are your, like, I'm going to always, like, I can tell a lot of things that you do as a man that is like, I know, like there are no brainers. Like, I don't even have to think about it.
Because well, it's not the idea of what I want to do. Mm-hmm. It's just the idea that life is a whole lot better if my better half has peace. Okay. It has peace and feel love. So if you got peace and feel love, then everything will be in order. Okay. That's one of the issues that a lot of women don't get. It's not about how they look, how they smell, or how they dress, or how they talk and all that other stuff, mm-hmm. or if they could cook or not cook. Mm-hmm. All that's good, but a man could do that for himself. He could cook, he could clean, he could do everything himself. Mm-hmm. So in a woman, it's all about, if that woman is giving that man his peace when he needs his peace, his love, the inner stuff they need. So mm-hmm. if that woman can possess that, that's what's more attractive and more make everything grow. Okay. So and the same thing I'm saying is that, yeah, so as long as I'm doing the things that you can have peace, I know if you got peace, I'm gonna have peace. Okay. That way I could sit in my smoker and smoke my cigar, or I could go get a drink, or I could do whatever, because I'm at peace. Because I know you're all right, and a lot of stuff, it's normal, you don't want to see a woman on side the road or anything like that. It's normal stuff, it's just that's normal. So that might be normal for you, but when
we have some viewing audience that
it should be known for every man. Because the first thing, if you tell a man, when a man says, if a man says it's not normal, and something's going on with their mama, that same situation that they would not do, I bet you they turn around and do it if they got a relationship with their mama. So it should be normal. It's a reciprocating thing. You know, I would walk my mama on the side of the road with a flat tire, and I'm just sitting in the house playing video games. I need to get up, go get that, go take care of that flat tire. So I do that for my mama, I can do that for my significant other, and vice versa. Or even if I ride down the street and I see a woman with a flat tire, and I got the means and the time to take care of it, I might pull over and see if I can help out. Might be something simple, because I would want the next man to do that, not thinking that oh, I'm just doing this to get a piece of ass. No, I'm doing it because you're a woman and you need help. You need that peace. I don't want nothing in return, because I'm going home to my beautiful wife, and I'm good with it.
In the audience here, we have two. I'm trying to get to everybody. So on Instagram, our son, he says, a woman should be an addition to a man's life, not an obstruction.
An addition. Okay. All right.
So was there something you didn't necessarily agree with there?
All right, but what's the addition? How? I mean, it's given. To elaborate. I mean, because like I said, if a man don't need a, not being crazy, but technically, a man don't need a woman for nothing physically, as far as doing stuff physically. As far as, and vice versa, it could be the same
I
thing.
would say you might have to elaborate. There's some things that women definitely bring to the table physically that a man can't.
I understand that. I'm not talking about sex wise and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm talking about, like I said, a man really don't need a woman to cook for him. A man really don't need a woman to wash his clothes. A man don't really need a woman to clean the house. A man don't really need a woman to bring in bread for him. But you know, it's helpful, it's beneficial if they doing all that. All that's great and that's good. It helps grows the partnership. But if a man can do all that by himself, what is she doing? I mean, that's why I say it's more you get more from a woman internally. Yeah, all the other stuff is great, and believe me, it helps out, and it's good when both parties can cook, clean, and everything else, and grow and bring money and financially everything else. That make life easy. But now you're thinking about it anyway, because two people growing, coming together as one, and y'all growing. But
so am I understanding correctly that you're saying a man don't need a woman?
No, hell no.
I'm trying to get clarity, because how many other people other than me heard that? I feel like you've said that numerous times. A man doesn't need a woman to cook, to clean, to wash, to do all of these things. So why do you feel? So do you feel a man does or does not need a woman? And if so, can you clarify that? Because I heard, so I'm like, well, do I need to get my bags and go today? Because if it's like, if you feel that a man does it, so is it a matter of need or desire?
Do I need you to cook for me?
I'm gonna say you need me to cook. You want me to.
Do I need you to cook for me?
No, but you want me to.
So what I said differently? What I said wrong?
But you said I don't need you to do this, this, and this. But what do you need from a woman?
Do I need you to do I need you to give me money?
Well, it depends on the day.
Do I need you to I can't say clean because she do a hell of a
I'm about to say do
I need
you definitely need assistance with cleaning. You definitely need assistance with budgeting. You definitely need assistance with communication. You definitely need, there are so many things. Do you have the ability to do it? ability to do it or not, but do you do it well? There are things that another person bring into your life that accentuates the things that you already have and help you to do it well. There are things that you do extremely well that I don't do well. And vice versa. There's things that I do well, extremely well, that you're not as good at. But does it mean that you don't have the ability? No, it doesn't.
So all I'm just saying is that like you just said, you know, just for instance, like you just said, cooking. You said no. I said a man don't need somebody for cooking.
Make sure, but the word is man though.
But the problem is the same thing with you. You don't need me to cook for you.
I disagree.
You like the way I cook.
I love the way
you don't need me to do a lot of things for you.
Yes.
But you got that desire. I mean, like you said, you like it, and all that's great. But once again, desire and now we talking about a feeling. Like I said, a man needs a woman for the inside part of us.
The inside.
So that's where that inside part of you.
Not the external part, not the tangible things, but the intangible things that she's bringing to the table.
That's what we need. Now, a lot of stuff. Yeah, a man might want that woman to be cooking and cleaning and everything else.
Got you.
A woman might want that man to be able to do this, and that, but that's not what they need. That's a big difference.
From what you want and from what you need.
Right.
Okay, we're going to go right back to the viewing audience here because we have a lot of conversations going on. So Yo Exotic Bullet say, preaching now, preaching, loving what you're hearing. And then we have Mixed by Risa.
Preaching. The Bible says.
He started, y'all. And then we have Mixed by Risa that said, but that's the same. We as women don't need a man. And then we go right on over to Facebook. Yolanda say, careful now, careful. And then Travis says, man needs a woman to be his peace and growth. Absolutely. And then Yolanda said, every man isn't taught that. Every man isn't taught that. And then we have Monifa here in the audience that says, I love this. I have watched you two go through so many phases. However, the love has always been evident, even in the heat of the moment. The love, passion, intensity, and dedication to your family is unparalleled. Thank you so much for that beautiful comment. We definitely appreciate that. And I love the fact that you have pointed, let me tell you something that I think is phenomenal that you've actually pointed out tonight. I think that you've pointed out the importance of being a man. And there is a clear-cut difference because a male and a man, I think it could be a little mix-up here. Because you are male, you automatically, and over a certain age, you're automatically referring to yourself, I'm a man. But I think that there are key elements that differentiate from being just a male, an adult male, and being a man. And I think you saying a man as far as the internal things, honoring the fact that there are things that I need you to be able to reach inside of me and pull out. That's the intangible, not the cooking, the cleaning, and the sexual parts of it, but the intangible things, those emotional things, and those spiritual things that are profoundly important.
You see, it's yes, and it's just the idea that if you go keep coming with the nagging, thank you, Holy Ghost. See, the Bible says, a man findeth a wife. You don't find us, we find you. See, that's biblical. How you like that, Reese? Let me get a heart for that. But yeah, it's just the idea that I'm not saying that